Hi, Coach Kindaichi.
Hello. Yes, it's so happy to be here. Yes, it's exciting. Yeah,
Yes.
and
So at the moment when you know that we're going to invite you to come to our ReSkills Life Talk, what is your feel? How do you feel about this?
so I feel that it's really exciting because a lot of time when even people come to attend my class, they only hear what I want to share or the topic that I want to share. But this is the first time they can be able to given a time like this to share about my own personal life. So get to know you all better and draw the relationship closer to my another. Because I really believe that Reskill is like a family, and so it's like for me as a coach or for you who are listening here to be our participant, to be the student in our class. We want to grow close to you, to be together like our family. So this is a great time for me to share about my life, my life journey, and why I do what I do today. Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw the topic, right, you mentioned about you want to talk about empowering others and transforming life. What is this title about? I want to know more about this title. What are you going to?
And yeah, it's about empowering others and transforming, empower ourselves and others and transforming life. And so it's not just a slogan for my business, but it's something I believe in a lot. That about just not just helping people, but we want to empower others. Because it's like I especially even during this uncertain time now, there's so many changes, so many things that uncertainties. The more we need people to come together, to be together, to form a great human race, to help one another. So I really believe in empowering others. It's not like, okay, I don't want to be the only person who is happy in this world or what. No, let's share this with people. Let's share whatever I have. Let's share whatever I've overcome, even with other people, so that we can empower others. And also not just to empower others, but to see people life change, transform. And transformation to me is incredible because when you think about transformation, a lot of times people talk about metamorphosis of a butterfly. For a caterpillar become a butterfly, and it's so different. And I to me, transformation is like that. It's like you actually be able to take some step down. Is a different person, and that's transformation. And I remember when I start to change and start to transform. I remember when I met with my primary school classmate. They're like, "Is that you?" It's like you talk differently. You talk different. The way you say things is so different. I mean, who are you? Are you the same person I know last time? And that is transformation. And I believe we all can be like that. And I want to give that the gift to everybody around me.
So this is why you set this as a title for this interview. And I can see that, yes, now you're also empowering others, also transforming a lot of people's life. But let's talk about way before this. Let us go back to your school day. Because after I study your story, I found that your school day, hey, you're not going to be the trainer. You're not aimed to be a trainer. You're not aimed to be a coach. Can you tell us what is your ambition during your school day?
In my school day, I'm okay. What happened is that I actually came from a background of a very traditional Chinese family. So I have my mom, and then my two younger sisters, and then my father. So a very traditional Chinese family. My father is very quiet, very disciplined. Someone that I dare not go and talk to him. It's like, it's always serious. And so I am quite alone in a way because my sister will be the talkative one. They have their own clan. And so I grew up very, very alone by myself, and I'm very introvert. So one of the things I do a lot of times is I spend a lot of time just by myself, and so I actually came out. Happened to adopt this habit of actually just sitting still and watching people. I like to watch people, and I look at people and see, okay, and then I try to tell myself, what do you think these people are doing? What do you think with their profession? Are they loyal? Are they, from the way they dress, from the way they walk, from the way they talk? For example, you see someone in the bus and you see on the finger, on the finger you can see some little chalk there. Must be a teacher, So you use this type of thing to look, and I like to just observe people on the bus or just sit in the park and look at them, and so what my ambition last time was actually to become a detective. We look at people and then deduce and say, okay, let me figure out what type of profession he is. What do you think his job? Okay, is he married? Do you have a ring? I was so young, but I learned all these things. Okay, if a ring means he's married. If let's say there's no ring, but let's say there's a little white line there, means that hey, maybe he's divorced, or maybe he's separated, or maybe he had a mistress. Just take out a ring. So that's what I do when I was young. And I spent a lot of time doing that. So I always think that one day I will grow up, I will become a detective. I'll become a police inspector or something. I solve crime, solve mystery. And I love to observe people. So that's my ambition when I'm young. So different, right?
Yeah, very different from what you're doing now. But I think it's quite common for everyone. However, when you have this kind of ambition, do you study anything, or do you focus on learning something to achieve what you want to achieve in the past?
Okay, so what happened is that because of this, I actually start to read a lot, and I began to read detective book. I began to read, personal development and how to improve yourself, how to think out the box. So I became a very great reader. Actually, I read a lot, and you can always see me in the library borrow books, and I think this is one of the pastime when you feel alone. Okay, so I read a lot, and so that actually helped me to gain a lot of knowledge, to gain to a lot of seeing other people ideas and opinions, and also get, even at a young age I have a lot of my own ideas, that I do not want to follow the tradition of people, or what people, the mainstream people. So I always had this thinking that, hey, I can always make a difference, and so that actually in a way it actually helped me to be a stepping stone to discover people, and hence that's how I end up, in the end, I have a degree in psychology, and I also have a major master degree in counseling. Besides having a cert coach, and also doing training now. So basically my background, I'm also a therapist and counselor. So it's not a wonder that I became so interested in people that I took out this type of course and to discover more about how people think and why we behave. So in a way, I think it's a detective in a different sense. So it's not detective like solving crime, but I think it's detective to find out more about what's wrong with your life. How can I help your limitation? How can I help what is limiting your belief? How can I help? What is the root cause of your issue? So it became a detective in that sense. So I think the way it's related now come to think of it, that's very interesting actually.
Which means that what you study, what you aim for, yes, it's going to be, you can be a detective in the end. But now you're doing something that in another way is another detective for other people's life to make them become better. Can I say so?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's still an ambition, I think, in a way. And I think it's just a different way of solving the mystery. That's what it is. And I think and I also like the part that, when for so many years I've been in this line of helping people, and I see how people change. When they transform, when they empower themselves, then you can see that they are so happy. I mean, sometimes out of the blue, they'll text me and say, "Hey, I just want to thank you again, for what you have helped me, in this issue and in the past." And out of the blue, I receive a text like that, and it's like, to me, this is like, it's just great joy. And to these people that I help, it is also a great joy, that because they see their life change. And it's like the aha moment, the aha, like, wow, I discover something, discover the solution, I discover the secrets, and that's the truth of all the story that I read, the mystery story, the detective story, who killed this person, murder mystery, and then in the end, when you read, and actually that's what I love to do. I love to read all detective book when I'm young, and before I come to the end, I will close the book, and then I will spend the next 2 or 3 days thinking through the story. I say, okay, so who could it be, the murderer? And then when I decided who is that and why, and then I open up the book and then I continue reading. And when I finish reading it and I find that, wow, I'm right, at least 80% right, I'm so happy. I saw like, wow, I solved it. And that is the type of same joy, that the wow, in the people that help. They say, wow, I never know I can do it. I never know that I can now believe in myself. I now can be able to not to be so feeling so powerless as I meet with people that I feel that is toxic in my life. So when I talk to I figure how all these people change, I see the wow in them. Like, wow, they feel that, yes, I saw the secret, I saw the mystery. I'm now I now knew. So it's great. Yeah, it's really great. Yeah.
All right. So I can see that you have been enjoying to change other people's life. But I also can see that before this, you also changing yourself. As you mentioned that you used to be, you are the introvert, where people are shy, not so talkative, and maybe have less social. And how you change yourself? Because I understand that introvert is not really fancy to talk to others. So how you change yourself? Can you tell us more about this part?
I think for you to understand how bad am I in being introvert, I'm not just introvert. I'm very, very introvert. So it's like it is so bad to the point that in my when I was in my primary school, I only have 2 friends. For the and that's throughout my whole. And then when I do my secondary, I only have 1 friend. And when I say friend, I mean people that I talk to. That's it. The rest of people I don't talk to. And how introvert I am, I'm so introvert to the point that even I'm always thinking of how to, how to escape. We call it the PE, right? The physical exercise class. I always thinking of a way to escape, because I'm so clumsy. I mean, I so scared that I will mess up. People can jump. I think I jump and fall down. So I always thinking of a way to escape. And then people doing the chin up or people doing the push up. I can't. I'm so weak. Like I can't even push up. I can imagine people laughing at me. So all these things that's how I'm like so scared, so frightened, so worried. Even before I do it, I already think I'm going to fail. So that is who I am. And what made me change was a few steps in my life. One of the steps was when my mother, my mom is someone that's very protective. So since young, growing up, I don't have a chance to go out. I don't have a chance to go after school. I must straight home, come home. There'll be so there's no way I can go anywhere. I cannot go downstairs even to meet my friend. No. No. So that is the type of life I used to have. So because you're so afraid that someone will kidnap me and things like that. So I'm kind of like very protected. So what happens is that I do not have a chance to even work. During the school holiday, I don't have a chance to go and work. I think it's very common now. even for young people to like go and do part-time work. For me, no. There's no. My mom would say no. Okay, so I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to see the outside world. So I think after when I was about 17 years old, I was about 16. Then one day, my mom said, "Okay, now you can be able to work part time, only part time, no full time." So that was the time when I actually began to see the world. I actually have a chance to go outside and mix with people. But then it's very scary because I did not mix with people. Even in classmate, I don't talk. How about stranger? You know? So I was working in the Intel chips factory and doing packing. And I remember I was doing a part-time job there. And then lunchtime came, everybody go to lunch. And then I was during the 1 hour before lunch, I was thinking how to invite myself to join them. I was thinking of all sort of reasons or all sort of ways to invite myself with them. But I did not have the courage to do that. So in the end, I was left alone in the factory. You know, everywhere go to work. So I had no choice. So I said, okay lah, never mind. So I took out my packet lunch, and then my lunch box, and then I eat lah. And suddenly I noticed at one corner there's this guy, also eating by himself. I said, that's strange. So I took out my lunch box and I go and sit near him. But I did not talk. Sit near him, that's all. You know, and hopefully he will talk first. Okay. So but it was good that finally he talked first. Okay, so he talked first and then he said, hey, young boy, what you are doing here? So he talked and then he speak English. It was very surprising because this guy has tattoo all over his body. A lot of tattoo. Then he got this paikia face, very, very bad, like gangster face. So it's like, wow. Then he speak quite good English. So I'm like, quite surprised. Okay. So he asked me what to do. He said, eating. But it was good. Then he started talking. He started asking questions. I just answer questions. And slowly, he tell. It's more like one way lah. He asking me things, I answer, and then he tell me things about himself. So it's very one way. But he told me about things about his life. He said it's not about his regrets, how he joined gang, and then he will really regret he want to start a new life. But just that even starting a new life is very difficult for him because a lot of people, look at him in different way, because of tattoo and everything. So that's the thing. And so this part of my life helped me to change to see that, wow, it's how we look at people on the outside and we think, we have different stereotype thinking about this type of people. But deep in there, it's a different person. It's someone that we want to change, someone who want to have a new life. And that really opened up my eyes. Say, wow, we cannot just judge a person by the cover. And I said, there's so much depth in the person character, in the person life. And that helped me to see that, wow, I really want to go and understand a person even much more. So that's one of the stages in my life. The other stages of my life was when my first wife passed away due to cancer, and it was a tough time. And it is during that time, this is the first death actually in my own whole family. Even in my relative family, this is the first time for someone so young to have passed away, to have a spouse that passed away. So it's something new, something that they don't know how to handle. My circle of friends are also like, wow, they do not know how to comfort me or how to help me. So that's also a time when I actually began to be more interested in learning about counseling and stuff like that. And that also helped me to change. And it's through all these things that I begin to see, and I actually counsel my way out of my grief. And I get myself out, and I be able to start a new life. So all these things help me to see that there is, that we cannot judge a person by cover. To see that the depth of person inside, there's a lot of people want to change, but they don't know how, or maybe they don't know why, or they don't know how they want to change. So these are things that the deeper side of people that I want to really help. And then secondly, many people are going through depression or anxiety or sadness, but they don't know how. They don't have people around their life who can empower them and help them. And so this helped me to really decide to go on this journey to really helping people, empowering them, and transforming their life. Yeah.
Wow. So after you listen to the story, I would say that only because you have went through so many obstacles, or maybe I would say challenges in your life, so that's why you have your own way to solve the issue, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that it's not everyone have the chance to be. I don't say chance. So it's not everyone will be facing this kind of the incidents, but those who already overcome this incident will be growing like you, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's why there's a lot of people out there that really have overcome their life. And in my journey to become who I am, I also have met a lot of people, a lot of peers, a lot of friends that have been through a lot in their life, and they overcome it. And now most of these people are there really helping other people too, by the way they have changed their life. And I think this is great, because to me this is the gift actually. A lot of the time I tell people, I say, hey, what happened to me in the past, I don't see it as something that is sad anymore. I see it as a gift, because for this gift, it actually open out. They are like a present to me, open out, and what I receive from all this gift of pain and losing someone is actually helping me to be who I am today. So it's really a powerful thing, and I think that is something that is a shift of mindset, a shift of how we look at things. And it's like it's like this. Like, let's say you buy let's say Honda, and we'll drive. You go and drive on the road. Your eye somehow you'll see a lot of Honda car around you. Okay, why? Because it's like, wow, I am so into Honda now. Everywhere you see is Honda. Okay, but the more that's how it is. And my wife recently, last 2 years back, bought a Subaru, which she never think. She thinks Subaru is no good, but we're not here to compare car lah. But they say it's no good lah. But now she got Subaru. He said from now on, no more car except Subaru. Okay, and everywhere she drive, so eye is very sharp. Any Subaru go past, hey, brother, sister, brother, and why? It's like, hey, while I train out or tell ourselves what to see, what we want to see. And it's the same thing. I mean, when you go through some tough time in your life, you want to see it as tough time. It will always be tough time. You want to see that, this is going to be something that is, my life is a bad life, my life is a lousy life. Then it will be like. So you're going to tell your eye, you're going to see this, it will be this. But you're going to see this as a gift. See that, this is an opportunity. This is something that for me to change. Wow. Then it changed. It becomes a gift. It becomes something that you can open out and you can change, you can empower yourself, and you can transform. Yeah. So it's really, that's how you see it. And I think that's why I always tell people, when you go through this tough time, go through hardship, let a change of how you see it. Because then you can do that. And that's something I really want to encourage everybody listening to this today, that you can become the person you really want to be.
Yeah.
But you see it. Yeah.
I do agree with you, Coach Kindaichi, because when you mentioned, I will say that you get what you're looking for. If you, like you mentioned, that if you see it as a pain, you'll always be the pain. But if you see it as a gift, you'll feel thankful for what you receive. So at this moment, I believe that a lot of people, after listening to your first part of story, they have the question as well. So please, if you have any question to ask our Coach Kindaichi, please feel free to key in the chat box, no matter you're in our ReSkills app or in our Facebook Live. please feel free to key in your questions. Definitely, I will get our first Kindaichi to answer the question from here. And of course, let's go to the second part. Why I say second part? Because the first part is talk about the school day. So let's go to before he becomes trainer. What he do, or what make him slowly become trainer. So let's Coach Kindaichi tell us what you did before becoming a trainer.
Okay, so before I was doing training, I was doing a lot of counseling and coaching. I was just doing starting off with a lot of review. Okay, so I was working with churches, I working with NGOs, just helping them with all the youth in all these organizations. Because I really believe that the youth are the pillar of the future generation. So I felt this is a group of people that really want to start young, helping them, and it's so true because we have people who are like youth who are like so who do not know how to connect to their own feelings, and they do not know how to express. And I think I shared in one of my class before. They are so disconnected, and you know, and I can be able to help him and coach him and help him to a point that now he can be able to stand on stage of thousands of people and can share his own life. Now, to me, that is like wow. When I look at him sharing that on the stage, I'm like wow. You know, it's not about that I've done something great. It's like I just so happy because someone changed. You know, and I see someone not just change, but someone now have the ability to impact other people. You know, it's like a chain reaction, you know, like a catalyst. So to me, that is more exciting than the fact that I help him. You know, it's just be excited to know that he himself could make difference, you know, in his own life and the people. Because the thing is that there are people in his life I will never encounter or cross paths. You know, and these people, maybe his friend or maybe his classmate, I will never have a chance to meet them. But he himself now become a transformer that can be able to transform other people. To me, that is exciting. You know, and yeah, so I like to help all these young youth people, and I think and also because of the power of peers. You know, teenagers, their power of peers is so strong, and the chance of them involved with peers that are not helping them but just bringing them down, there's always a possibility. And when that thing happens, then their life will make a very bad turn. Okay, and if I can be able to help them, not to say that hey, don't involve with this group of people. No, you can still be friends with this people, but you be influential. You influence them instead of you being influenced by them. You know, and because they're your friend, they are so valuable. Okay, I know that some people say, hey, some parents say, don't get involved with these people. You know, they're going to teach you bad things, but that is not really helping because you put someone away from danger. You are not empowering that person. You're putting people away from not good circumstances or situation. You're not helping that person to grow. You know, and so that's what I do. I love to help all these youth, and I see like I have another group of them that I help. From being so selfish, they are always at home lying around, to someone that now they themselves organize you know, trip to India, to Indonesia. You know, those really poor you know, countryside, and they all go there and they build houses or build this together with some of the adults. You know, they go there, but they are the one who organize it. You know, why? It's like from someone who don't care about the world to someone who now every year will organize trip like that to go and help the less fortunate. To me, that is so beautiful. So I've been helping that, and then then from there on, then I also start to do much more. I also like do counseling with families, because as you know as I start to work with youth, there's no chance that I can leave the parent out. The parents somehow will be involved. All right, and So I start to work with the parent, and then from the parent I start to work on marriages, and then so this is a whole sort of thing I've been doing since 2004 for managers. So I've been doing all these things. And then what happened is that so after that one of the organizations actually engaged me to do just counseling, but they say, hey, if I just do counseling, this is only when people have problems. But what if people who don't have problem yet? Right? It will be good to them to know that, to preempt or to know that there's a problem or there might be a problem coming out. Like some parents, they think that they have no problem because their son or daughter are so young, no problem. But when the son and daughter reach teenager, they got all the problem come. What they are doing today is building definitely towards a relationship with the teenagers going to be down to. So the organization told me, say, hey, why don't you conduct training workshop? Why don't you conduct a training and workshop so that people who don't have problem but they can come and listen, or people who think they don't have problem after listen to your gut, they will say, oh, I think I got a problem. I said that would be good. Okay, so that's how I actually started conducting workshop on parenting, on leadership, on marriages, on personal development. So that's how I started from there, and I think that is so true because it's about, since I empowering others and I want to transform life, but I'm going to go for one-to-one, one person or group will take a long time. But if through training, I can reach to as many people as possible. What I learned, and I can help many people. Because in my dream, I'm hoping to be able to impact 100,000 people in my lifetime. Okay, and I still counting. And I really wanted to do this. Yeah.
Yes, I will say that everyone, please help our coach Kindaichi to reach his 100,000 target. Then he can aim for another next 1 million target. Definitely, we need you all the time, okay? Because don't worry, your knowledge, I believe your knowledge, your experience is very, very helpful for us. Just like what you mentioned, that we have to learn to accept others and influence others with a good thing. Yes. So from here, I also saw that when you become a coach, I believe that is from what you're talking just now. You start to do workshop. So this is where you start your coach journey. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from here, when you're
starting,
I want to talk about is when you're starting, what is the biggest challenge for you?
Oh, okay. Yeah. The biggest challenge is actually myself.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like this. It's like this, whatever happened to you in the past is still part of you. You cannot say, hey, I know people who actually buried their past. They really put it away and it's a secret. Nobody, whenever talk about past, they will keep quiet and you will mention about it. And that is something people are just burying their secrets. And it's not healthy. It's not good because whatever happened to you is still part of your life. And I also know people who lie to cover their past. And then when someone catch up, I mean, we are all connected. One day, someone who know you in the past will come up and will come up to you or know your friend, and then you have to find another lie to cover your lie, and then it's like, oh boy, it's terrible. Okay, and I think that's the thing. We need to let the past come out. Those pasts are there, and we need to learn to overcome it. We need to learn to what we can learn from all these past experience and became something that's good for you, So whatever happened in the past is still my past, and they are there. And we cannot say that, hey, they are not there. They never happened before. It's not. It happened before. And so all these past, all these things are there sometimes to be there, to remind me. And it's so easy for us to fall back and say, oh, yeah, I used to be like that. I used to be no good. I used to be thinking that I'm so useless as a person. I even true actually. I've so many my left leg, my right leg I fell down. So my mom like, what's wrong with you? You know, but yeah, I fall so many times. So it's like, yeah. So these are the things that sometimes this thought will come. You know, when I make with something that's difficult, I face with some challenges. Sometimes this thought will come out. You know, because those things are real. Those things are memories that are real, and those things come out, and I need to tell myself those are past, but those still have an influence on me. And so that's always a constantly for me myself to always to reflect, always to take stock on myself and say, hey, okay, am I being influenced again by my past? Is I being influenced again by my mindset that's not healthy for me? So it's constantly renewing, constantly taking stock. And I think this is the healthy stock we're talking about. How to take stock of your life. Instead of those, you know, a lot of people are like, okay, I might make a resolution for next year, you know, and we have something new and something interesting for next year. I want to become so muscular next year. You know, it's those type of ideal thing, and then it never happen. Okay, but no, not just that type of take stock, but every year I will take stock and say, hey, what I learned this year, what I have been best this year, what I have done wrong, or what I have not been best this year. Okay, and are those things that I did not do well? Is it related to my past? Is it something that, you know, something in me that? So it's something that I need to go and face it. And so biggest challenge is still myself now, because all this mindset, all this past experience will sometimes come back and haunt us. And this is real. And I don't want anybody to come and tell us, no, this is it's not real, you can overcome it. No, it's like you can don't think about it, but no, that doesn't make you who you are. Because seriously, today who I am, why I have become who I have become, is because of my past. You know, it's not because of what I have now. Or I have this degree, I have this master degree, or it's not because of that. It's because of my past. That's why I became who I am today.
Yeah, I do agree with you. What in the past will be shaped what you are right now. But of course, a lot of time our mindset will be sabotage ourselves. Like what you mentioned that I'm not good, I am bad, anything. So when you face this, what is what you can share us your tips? How you overcome all these, I would say, negative thought?
Well, that's in the power of coaching. Okay, and in coaching, we have a different way to help ourselves. And I think one of my coming class, I will be diving into one or two of these things about how we can really help ourselves. So one of the things is we call it the anchoring. We actually anchor ourselves with a structure, something that reminds us of who we are today. You know, so that when we have a bad time, or we have we're going through hard time, or our mind being shift and thinking, you know, all these things catching with us, there's something we can anchor ourselves, a structure. Okay, so anchor is something like in a ship. Okay, where, you know, in the ship, we drop an anchor in the sea. You actually go into a seabed, and then whatever the storm comes, okay, the ship will still stay and will not drift and move to somewhere else, and then in the end not into some rocks or reef, and then you shipwreck. Okay, and this is what happened. Okay, so in coaching, one of the things is structure, and for me, one of my structure is actually the image of me serving a board. Okay, doing serving in the water. Okay, so I have a board, I stand on the board, and then wow, let the wave go. So this is the image that always is with me, and it's helped me to see that, you know, when you're surfing, you actually, the wave can be unpredictable. You cannot predict the wave. You cannot tell the wave how, you know, I want the wave to come this way. You can't.
Yeah, we can.
But so if you want to surf, then you're worried about the wave. Then you're forever worried. Forever, I think I susah lah, cannot lah. You know, cannot. But if you are a surfer, you surf, then you know what? It doesn't matter what the wave is. Whatever it happens, you enjoy it. you just ride with it. And this is the image I have to be that be it whatever happens, especially even now with the pandemic. Okay, I need to always myself say, hey, yeah, I'm a server. The wave will change, the wave will come, unexpected one will come, but it's okay. I enjoy this game, this serving, and I just ride with it. And let's see, go with the flow. And let's see, come up with some ideas, go with the flow and see where it can go. But enjoy the process. And so instead of me thinking, oh boy, this is bad, okay, this thing hit, oh no, how like that? What should I do now? And okay, what should I do? Oh okay, I do, and oh no, I cannot meet people, cannot meet face to face. So how? And to me, I just turn to online lah. So yeah, so just now I was saying that, and so I just had to learn that, and so I go online, and that's how I start to do coaching online, counseling online, and of course training online. That's why I was now with ReSkills. Yeah, it's online, and yeah, this is, and I prevail with it, okay, because this is instead of worry and thinking, oh yeah, I fail, okay, this is something I feel I cannot, So yeah, this is something in coaching I anchor myself to this structure, this image, and whenever I lost it, I come back to this image and serve me. So this is one of the tips I do for myself. So it's the power of coaching.
Yeah, and some now come with one question from a Salwa one. Is from our ReSkills app. It mentioned that how to change our mindset and how to practice it so that
Sorry, can you repeat?
Okay, maybe I'll let our back end to also type out the questions. Is that okay? Let's go to first question. Is how to change our mindset, and of course, how we can practice it so we can be more persistent.
Okay. Mindset is we can change our mindset when there's a few things, and one is the aha moment. When we understand and suddenly we realize something, it becomes so like wow, the aha moment, and that is always the very empowering moment that you decide that I want to do. I will shift the way I think. Okay, and that's in coaching. We will help people to shift that find out the moment that wow, I never thought of this. I never think about this from this perspective, and then became an aha moment. And this moment is so powerful that you take it, and they will be able to change the mindset set of from here. The other thing is that it actually what we do is that we help people to change step by step, small little step at a time. It's like there's this book called Atomic Habits. If we can change a little bit, just even by 1% a day, okay, in 1 year you will be able to change 37%. And that's how it is. It's, just a small little change each day. We're not talking about big change, just small little change, small little action, and that will be help you to do that. The other thing is that a lot of people do not know that our behavior, what we do, actually affect the way we think. It goes both ways. What we think also do affect what we do, but what we do also affect the way we think. And a lot of times is that people are not aware of that, and so they keep on doing the things that is failing, and then they say, "I want to change my mindset." You will not. So if you can be able to practice and start doing something that is constructive or is helpful or beneficial or even is improving yourself 1%, something is different, and then you keep constantly doing it. It is to make it more easier. It's like this. It's like you go to gym. Okay, when you first go to gym, you probably carry a very light weight because you cannot carry too strong. But every week you go a few times, slowly you can be able to carry heavier one, and that's how it is. It's true in everything in our life. You're constantly training, you'll become better, and then you're better, you can do more, and then you become better and better. Yeah. So the mindset is the same.
Okay, so I will get it. if you want to change your mindset, you have to take step by step, a little step by little step. Because if you want to make a big step, it maybe will be very tough for us to achieve at one go. So we can start from a little thing. Like our coach Kindaichi mentioned that if you want to go to gym, instead of take 300 pounds the dumbbell, why don't you start with the 5 pound? It's okay to start with small step. Then until one day you definitely can get up, can take for the 30 pound of dumbbell. All right, so here come another question. Is mentioned that from Romeo 8899 is mentioned how to overcome the chronical guilty feeling inside.
Okay, yeah. So this is what I mean by having some part of your life that probably whatever it is, this guilt comes from your past. It's something that happened in the past. Okay, and so that is why it's so important for us to be able to understand what happened. And it's not for me to understand. And it's not just for you to say what happened, but no, and to understand what really happened to you yourself personally. Because a lot of people, we are not connected to what happened. Okay, our connection to what happened in the past is very limited. Because a lot of time, what happened in the past was way when we were very young. Okay, when we were very young, the amount of vocabulary or the amount of what we understand is very little. So sometimes a lot of time we, I client will tell me this, I'm being abused. He said abused, but if we really go into it and then we really coach him and understand what happened, in the end, actually it's not abuse. My sister always, my sister or my auntie always tell me, your mother abused you. So to him, the word abuse is very common. Then in the end, now we are adult. Actually, no. If we revisit the situation, it was not abuse at all. It was not abuse at all. But this abuse becomes so much in him that it became something that affects him today. So whatever guilt that you have, something happened, but whatever happened in the past, seriously, at that time when you're young, that feeling might not be exactly that feeling that you should be feeling. Okay, now you are grown up, now you are more mature, now you are more experienced. If we can revisit that situation and that thing that happened, you may find a totally different feeling or emotion to come up. Okay, so what I'm saying is that it's important for you to find help and find out what is this guilt about. It might not be a guilt after all, it might be something else. But it's important for us to seek help, to find people who can understand. And that's one thing I really love to do, to connect people to all parts of their life, so that you can be able to understand yourself fully. Yeah. So I hope that answers the question, because you need to connect yourself fully to understand what happened, and that lead to a guilt, and whether it's really guilt or not. It might not be a guilt at all, it might be something else. But package like a guilt. Yeah.
All right. So let's go for our last question from Samira. I think that one has been answered quite good, because I will say that if you understand the past, it's easy for you to deal with what is guilt inside. Okay, so let's go for the last question from Samira. It will be, what is the best way to deal with the social anxiety in everyday life?
Social anxiety, there are a lot of people have social anxiety, but for all different reasons. So I will not be able to say what is the solution for you, because every people have different reasons. So it still go back to really find the roots of why, and what does social anxiety means to you, and what is behind this anxiety. Okay, so there's a lot of factors involved, and I cannot say, it's not like, okay, you have problem A, then I will give solution A. Problem B, it might be solution B. It's not like that. Okay, and that's why everybody is unique. And that's why I also believe, that's why I want to reach out to as many people as possible because every one of us is unique. You don't believe it, check your fingerprints. Okay, your fingerprint is so unique in this world, right? So I'm sure all of us are unique. Okay, so everybody are unique, and what works for someone that help might not work for you, even you have the same symptom or problem. Okay, so I can't really tell what point it is, but what I can say is that you can find out what's the anxiety, what trigger it, and then how does it make you feel when you have such thing. Okay, and the fact that you ask this question tell me also one thing, that you actually wanted to change. You wanted to get rid of it. You wanted to be better. So to me, that's great because you are one step towards recovery.
Yeah, thank you, Coach Kindaichi, for answering this. I will believe that there's no best way from what our Coach Kindaichi mentioned. There's no best way in this world. There's only the most suitable way for you alone. And what works for you maybe not work for others. Okay, so I hope that will be answer you, or maybe you can come to our Coach Kindaichi's session. Then you can ask him personally again, and what can solve your issue. All right, so I think time is constrained. So let's go for the last one. I think this one I wish to assist him, because I can say that from the unspoken words, okay, also from our ReSkills app, what to do when everyone is depending on me? Yet 11 a.m. lacking to, yet I'm lacking to. Especially on academic group tasks, I feel pressure every time. So I think this is a question from a student. So let's Coach Kindaichi give a very simple and short answer for the students facing this kind of issue.
Okay, so what you're saying is that that you are that people wanted to get the best out of you, and you have no time and you are pressurized. Okay, I think one thing you can learn is that this journey of learning. Okay, like I presume what Ken says is probably a student. The process. What important is actually not about studying. It's the process of gaining knowledge. Okay, so think about this. Think about this statement. What more important is not the result, but the process of learning. That will be what I want to advise for you.
Okay, thank you, Coach Kindaichi. So we'll be saying that less is a learning process. So you have to go through it. Anyway, learn how to dedicate. I think I quite agree with Coach Kindaichi. You have to learn how to dedicate your time and tasks, everything, and learn how to communicate. Yeah, communicate and also cooperate with others. So thank you, Coach Kindaichi. And before we end for tonight's sections, do you have any last few words or last few messages for our audience in our ReSkills app and also Facebook Live?
Yeah, I think for me, I will like what my dream is to be able to help as many people as possible, to empower them and to transform life. And like this slogan is about not just you change, but I want my last statement to say for today's session is that I really wish every one of us to take step in their life to take step towards empowering themselves and transforming life, so that they can go out and do likewise to empower others and transform life. And if everybody can do a little bit of that, even 1% of that, this will be a greater place that we have to stay in, and we have better community. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Coach Kindaichi, for wonderful sharing for tonight. And from your last experience there, I believe tonight we did empowering someone, and we also maybe not now. I think we are slowly transforming the life who will listen to us for tonight. I'm very thankful for our Coach Kindaichi to accept our invitation to come to our ReSkills Life Talk. And it's a great honor to have you for tonight. And also thank you for all participants who joined us at this moment. And of course, not stay for a while because later I'm going to announce who will be our next guest. Anyway, let us have a thank you message to our coach Kindaichi again. Or you can type number 5 in the chat box to thank you our coach Kindaichi because we cannot hear your clap. So type number 5 or you can type a thank you message to our coach Kindaichi. Thank you for wonderful sharing and we'll see you more in our ReSkills platform. Thank you, coach. Good night.